One of the big challenges in the type of ecosystem ecology that we're doing here is how do you scale from the level of individual plots or experiments to understand whole landscapes and ultimately whole regions and even continents and the planet. And one way we can do that is to combine our detailed field studies with remote sensing by flying over the study sites at high resolution with drones and then ultimately linking that data to aircraft or satellite data. And that way we can map the chemistry and the structure of these plots and relate them to the wider structure of the landscape. And I'm here with Dr. Manoela Machado, who is working on mapping these plots using this technology here. So Mano, what do we have here?
So here we have a drone carrying a multispectral camera. So we have 2 cameras here with 5 bands each, so 10 bands. And we are flying over all of the experimental area. And then with that, we're hoping to capture all of the fire treatments and the controls and have all of what you mentioned of structure and composition of the chemistry and the water stress and other informations that our eyes can see, so that we can link information that we collect on the ground with the more of a landscape, not as broad as the whole Cerrado, but our Cerrado here, this area.
And you said 5 bands. Are they all bands of visible light? What do you cover?
So in this one we have 10 bands. It goes to near infrared as well, and that would then allow us to create the orthomosaic for the whole area with 10 separate bands, and then we can combine them in different ways to create different indices, for example NDVI to assess productivity, other indices for water stress. And
so it seems that what we can do then with these sensors is look beyond simply the visible spectrum to see the ecosystem with infrared eyes as well as invisible eyes, as well as visible eyes, and that enables us to look at things like chemistry and nitrogen and water content that we simply wouldn't be able to see purely if we looked at what we could see with those leaves. And that enables us to build a much more richer understanding of this ecosystem than if we were just looking at it with our naked eyes alone. So it's fantastic work. Let's see it launch.
Absolutely.
Seems that
Moving to start point.
This mission will cover about 12 hectares, and that includes 1 treatment plot of our fire experiments and extra, so a bunch of areas so that we can extrapolate some of our findings related to the numbers we see related to the fire experiments, the different treatments of higher frequency and intensity. When we're planning for this data collection, we have the whole area, and we plan we have to plan for the flights according to what each sensor needs. So this multispectral camera requires 75% overlap front and side, so that it can then be stitched together and create the orthomosaic for the whole area. So then we select the ideal altitude, and then the software here helps us figure out the speed and the lines, and we try to set up a mission that is battery intelligent, or to save enough battery to have all the flights, and we can fly for about half an hour. And here we follow how the mission is going, and we follow all the other safety things related to like wind speed and the altitude, and we just keep an eye on the development of the flight and the batteries and the connection with the controller. So we just have to make sure everything is safe and just trust the process.